Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, some would be too hard, wanted to be, and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. There's an empire, fucking boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new height with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
This is not about freedom. I'll use my power to get them out of the way. Come on.
I got hairy legs.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testicles, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 22 hundo and 90 schwam of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busted, hustles, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flexin' on all you.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, famwise? How are we doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Ask Papa Swolio Live, the Sunday, the fun day, the Q and anus. You bring the Q and Papa brings the brown eye. We got a lot of questions. And we are going to give a lot of answers. We're going to have a good time. You never know what you're going to get for the Sunday Funday Q&A-ness. So drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. And a reminder before we even get started that if you're thinking about going unlimited, today is the last day to get my birthday special. Head on over to swolenormousx.com/birthday for those amazing offers because they are ending tonight at midnight. Tonight, it's all over. It's game over, man. It's game over. swolenormousx.com/birthday. Join the Swole fam today. And another reason to join the Swole fam, as if there aren't a billion reasons, tomorrow we have our weekly accountability meeting. It's going to be fire. It's going to be absolutely lit. It's going to be sweet tomorrow, the 15th at 12 noon. So you can join from your homepage at noon. Of course, I will send you a Swole text. But fam, it's a big week. It's a big week. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We have the signature series about to drop on the 23rd. We have our Back to Swole special going on. The week after, what is it? This 2 weeks from now, on the 29th. August is a huge month. So get swole with the Swole fam, the greatest fam in the realm. Join us over there. And of course, remember, tomorrow's episode is private for members only. Another reason to join the fam right now. You got time. You got time. If you're listening to this, be there for the live call. It'll be a great time. Swole fan posts, brand new releases, and of course, a private Q&A. It's going to be fucking sweet. All right, fam, let's get into this nut. Let us summon the Falcon and get today's party started. Falcon. And there you have it, fam. Hashtag Swoleflation. Nothing like a little Swoleflation. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? All right. Okay, so that's in green. I always forget. I always forget. That's in green, the flation part. But I guess it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. When you get it, it'll be a light green, but it matches the chroma key background. So you get the flag going through it. I think that's pretty fucking sweet, actually. Hashtag Swoleflation for a chance to win today's Swole card. It looks cool. It's like 3D. It's very interactive. Okay, let's get into the questions. Drop them in the comments below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. We talked about some of the upcoming things. We talked about the birthday sale ending today. We talked about the signature series on the 23rd. So that's up on the screen right now. Mark your calendars. P3S4 will drop for 24 hours only on the 23rd. And of course, we have our release party for the accountability meeting at 12 noon on August the 29th. So that's fucking super, super dope. First question here, Tyler, how long would it necessarily take to flush out carbs? You don't flush out carbs. You don't flush out carbs. I'm not sure what you mean. You don't flush out carbohydrates. Do you mean, are you stopping eating carbs? I wouldn't recommend that personally. Meat and fruit is my game. I'm definitely not keto. I'm definitely not carnivore. I'm not a fan of that. Been there, done that. Not effective, especially for lifting heavy weights in my experience. If you drop carbs, you're going to flush out some water. Like you're going to drop some water pretty quickly, but that's just because of the mechanism in terms of like the water binding to, as like glucose or whatever. When you flush out, that's why people lose weight when they drop carbs and they go keto at first. It's really water weight, and then people can often get dehydrated and they lose electrolytes. There's a lot of issues with going keto, especially long term. Frank, can you explain the difference between premium and unlimited plans? I'm thinking about joining today. Yes, absolutely. Go to the membership page and you'll see the entire checklist. It breaks it all down there for you. You get unlimited access to everything, all the programs, nutrition, the kitchen. With the premium, you'll see what you get. If you look at that checklist, that's literally why we put it there, an entire grid breaking down what you get with each type of membership. So head on over there. If you didn't look at that closely, make sure you go and do that. And if you have any more questions, come on back, brother. Happy to have you on Unlimited. You can also use a live chat or send us an email to support@swolenormous.com if you have any specific questions. But Unlimited gives you access to all the training. Premium, you get rotating classes in the Swole studio that change every week. But in Unlimited, you get access to the entire yoga studio. It's over 250 yoga classes. You get access to all the programs, shoulder awareness, glute awareness. You get access to 90-Day Dash, Scorched Earth, Swole Season, Swole Mastery. You get access to the entire Brain Gains meditation. You get access to the entire kitchen with 1,000 recipes or thousands of recipes. You get access to the elimination diet, all that stuff. So Unlimited is legitimately unlimited. There's really no substitute for Unlimited. So if you're thinking about joining, that's why we run specials for the birthday. It's unlimited because that's really where all the content is in its entirety. That's why it's called unlimited. So I would highly recommend jumping on that. Let's see here. Sergio, what does P3S4 stand for? Papa Swolio's signature series, number 4. And that happens next week. Is that next week? Tomorrow? Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So not this coming week, but the week after. God damn. For those of you that are Unlimited members, you could drop your thoughts about Unlimited. Drop your testimonials for Unlimited in the comments. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. If you can do it, absolutely go Unlimited. All right, let's see here. Oh, we don't need that window. We don't need that, pumpkins. Let's see. This one, first question here. This one's from Ara Goen on Instagram. Protein shakes to hit protein goals, yay or nay? We talked about this yesterday. You should be hitting your goals with whole food. Protein powders, it's not a sufficient replacement. It's like a ghost product. It's only protein. You're not getting the vitamins. You're not getting the minerals. You're not getting the depth of what you're getting. Let's say you're eating steak or ground beef. You're eating real food. You're getting so much more than just protein in its isolated form. And a lot of times people have issues with digesting those products. But I would recommend, if you do, get a grass-fed whey isolate and test it and see how you feel. But if you have gas, you have any kind of intestinal issues, that's not like a normal thing. Hey, protein farts. That's your body rejecting or having an allergic reaction to what you're consuming. So I would recommend eating more food, beef, eggs. I mean, you get plenty of protein from that. In all reality, you just have to eat smaller meals more frequently if you have trouble eating it all in one sitting. Let's see here. Let's see, Danny. You definitely be doing yourself a huge favor by going full unlimited. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. Dan, there's a plethora of content on Unlimited. Ooh, let's get some gorillas. Dan, I'll give you a soundboard of your choice. Soundboard of your choice for a good word, plethora. You just said plethora. I love plethora. Oh, I love it. Soundboard of your choice right now. Drop that in the comments. You earned it. Good word. Huge fan of plethora. I also like the word. I also like portion. Portion's a good word. Plethora is underused. All right, let's see. Loretta, can't wait for P3S 7 so I can be swole 7 days a week. You can already. You can. You can certainly do that. Let's see. Will B saying, Papa Swole, do you eat chicken at all? I always see you, or I see you always eating steak and beef, but I've never seen you eat chicken. I haven't in a long time. It's harder to get quality chicken, and if you have quality chicken, it doesn't compare to quality beef. So you have to get chicken that's, free range, pastured, corn and soy free. And if you have that, and you have that with quality beef, I'm going to opt for the beef every single time. So you really want to get healthy animals, but you'll get much better like omega profile when you're eating like fattier cuts of steak versus chicken. And it's much more of a cleaner consumption, much better. That's my personal opinion and experience. I have no interest in eating chicken. That's why it tastes bland. If you have steak plain, it tastes delicious. If you cook it like in tallow, if you cook chicken plain, it tastes like, That's why people have to put barbecue sauce and all this crap all over it, because it tastes like shit. It tastes like bland shit. Weak bird. Weak bird. All right, let's see. Question from the Daily Swole Telegram chat. NH. I don't got your full name, but you're a member, so it's all good. NH. Papa Swole, I have a lot of problems with my elbows from playing volleyball, and I can't seem to increase weight on bicep exercises because of it. I have TheraBars coming from Amazon, but aside from that, I've been doing reverse curls as well, which seem to be helping so far. Any other exercises to help? Yeah, I'm not sure if reverse curls, I mean, if they're helping you a little bit, that's good. Any other exercise, I would focus on the TheraBar. You might want to do something. One of the benefits of using something like a steel club is you can do eccentrics. You can do eccentric supination. In other words, like you can hold a dumbbell. Like if you have one of those hex dumbbells, you can hold the end and then just slowly rotate in. Like lift it back up and then slowly rotate down. Lift it back up and slowly rotate down. So there's different things. Depends on where you have the imbalance. But if you have those coming in from Amazon, that's what I'd recommend from the start. So I think you'll find a lot of benefits from that in itself. Farah, Papa Swolio, what single leg exercises do you recommend for glute imbalance? My left glute is way weaker and there is a small size difference. It seems like I've had this problem since I had my son in April 2021. Have you ever had an injury? Have you ever had an injury on like an ankle injury, knee injury, something like that? Just curious. Single leg exercises, I would recommend doing lateral tube walking is fantastic. Just make sure you lead with keep your knees wide. You could do things like clams and opening like that, but I would recommend lateral tube walking. I would recommend glute bridges with the bands above your knees on your lower thighs. That way you can get some resisted abduction while you're doing hip bridges. I would also recommend single leg squats are fantastic as well. And that's just a start. So it really depends on how you're moving through that. But a lot of times do you wear heels often too? A lot of times those kinds of imbalances start with an injury, start with some kind of repetitive movement pattern. It can also start at the ankle if you're wearing heels and it can cause your glutes to not fire properly. Also, I'd recommend activating and strengthening your hip flexors. You can get something like a monkey foot, or you can hook your toe under a kettlebell or use an ankle weight. It's not quite as the same, but you can do that where you're standing and just doing a knee lift. You could do like what's called reverse squats with a cable on your feet, lying on your back and pulling your knees to your chest, or you could just do them standing. You could do them standing, pulling your one knee up at a time, or just doing isometrics and holding. That way you can strengthen, because a lot of times people have tight hip flexors, but they're also very weak. So you want to make sure you strengthen and lengthen all the muscles on both sides, all sides of the joint. Farah, I've had a knee injury from a car accident in 2018. I have cartilage damage. I'll definitely do these things. Is it on the same side or the opposite side? Because a lot of times when you have a knee injury or an ankle injury, what happens is your gait changes. So you don't track properly when you're walking. And if you're not walking properly, if you're not tracking through hip extension, then it causes that glute over time to not fire and you lose neuromuscular connection with the glute. And then when you're doing compound movements and strength training, it just doesn't fire properly. So you get those like subtle imbalances that start to rear their heads over time. Let's see, Luca. Any diet advice for teens that live with their parents? I would like to bulk, but I am currently stuck at the same weight for the past 2 months. I mean, there's no advice rather than eat more. You'd like to bulk, but you're currently stuck at the same weight for the past 2 months. You're not eating enough food, or not getting enough protein, not training hard enough, or all the above, not sleeping properly. So if you live with your parents, what does that have to do with anything? Living with your parents doesn't change your body's function when it comes to caloric intake and protein intake and such. Let's see here. Francesca, Papa Swolio, how about eating gluten, dairy? All reacting to that right now, even to some veggies, nightshade. What's your question? That's not, maybe you want to rephrase that or rewrite that. Maybe there's a spell correct. Not really sure what you're trying to ask. How about eating gluten? I avoid it. Raw milk, if you're actually getting raw dairy from grass-fed animals, I I would just test that, see how you feel. But if you do eat or consuming dairy, you want to get like raw cheese or raw dairy. That's what you want to do. You don't want to get pasteurized crap. Very common to have issues and bloating and issues with vegetables and things of that nature. Kingfish, Papa, starting to do cold plunge at the station. When do you recommend to do it? I do it first thing in the morning. When I wake up within the first like 5-10 minutes. For example, in the morning post lift. No, not after you lift. Not after you lift. Icing down or doing cold plunging after you lift can negatively affect muscle hypertrophy. So I do it first thing. And you can, I mean, at night, I don't do it at night just because I do sauna at night. I do sauna at night and I do cold plunge first thing. I used to do it twice a day. I don't do it in the evening anymore just because it gets me amped up. It hypes me up. So it gives me energy. I don't want to wake up when I'm trying to go to sleep. So at night, I go in the sauna, it zonks me out. Then I take a nice cold, I take a cold shower and I bring my temperature down and relax. And then I get in a cold room bed and I'm fucking out. That's when I do it. And I had to play around with that too. Florentina, what's the best form of collagen? I would just get it from food, bone broth. You can put in tendons. You can put in like knuckle bones and things like that, so you get more collagen. The best form, you mean in like supplementation? I mean, I would just get something that's more of like a multiple complex collagen, but I think it's I'm not sure if there's any kind of evidence that it's really effective in supplementing with collagen in that sense. I think it's good if you're not getting quality foods, but you want to opt to get that from foods when you can. Are you drinking bone broth? That's epic. Epic, epic, epic. All right, if I missed some questions, let me know. Take this one from Instagram. Let's see. Quez Denko. Papa Swolio, what's your biggest roadblock that could potentially not make you go to the fucking gym? Oh, what does that mean? Like, period? My biggest roadblock that could potentially make... So, for example, if something crazy happens and I can't train that day, like lift weights, I'm not going to cry about it or, oh my God, I didn't lift. I might do some mobility, or I might just do a little bit of just a light mobility. It could be something, I don't know, if there's an emergency event, that's not going to be first and foremost in my mind. I'll be just fine. If anything, I'll be better the next day because I'll have an extra day of recovery. But I don't know what you mean by biggest roadblock that could potentially not make you go to the fucking gym. I don't know. Remember, training every day doesn't mean that you have to lift heavy every day. So that's a big misconception. When I say no days off, people think, oh my God, he's not recovering, or oh my God, you're training every day. Sure, but today, here's the thing. When I don't feel, if I'm going to lift, I'm like, okay, I'm going to train today. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going in, I'm training today. But then I'm like, I just don't mentally, physically, I just know my body. I don't have it in me to go super fucking heavy. So I did some mobility, did calves. I did some like weighted mobility. I did some stretching and mobility. So that was great for today. It's pouring rain outside now. So it wasn't in me to go heavy. So I'm listen to my body. I'm at that point where I know if I need to back off from the resistance. And guess what? Tomorrow, gonna fucking smash. Gonna fucking smash tomorrow. That's it. So I did a little club, and that's a great thing about club and mace. You just grab a light one and do light, just active recovery. Active recovery is training. It's just, you're not going super heavy every day. Kingfish, what temperature are you getting in at? It's like 39 degrees. If you're doing because I have a cold plunge, if you are just filling it up with ice, I guess you might be able to get it colder if you have a temperature, if you have like one of those little floating things in it. It's like 39, 40. I just do 3 minutes. I'm consistent with it. Sometimes I'll do it a little bit longer, but usually 3 minutes is plenty. Dan, do you go for an annual physical? No, I'm going to be doing some general checkup, blood work probably in the near future, but I haven't for a while. Just being honest. Been feeling good, so haven't gone to the doctor because I feel fucking great, but I will. But I will soon. I'm going to get some custom work done and stuff like that. I need to find a good functional medicine practitioner in my area, someone who's up to date on real fucking science and actual human health and not just the standard bullshit. Someone who's outside of the mainstream garb. Either that or I'll be getting my own blood work and, you know, ordering my own tests and going to like Quest Labs or one of those places like that. You can also order, you can order different panels and things from different companies and send it in and go somewhere to get the blood drawn. They send it there and XYZ. Oh no, Mike. Shout out to Mike. I was in a horrible accident 23 days ago. Totaled the Jeep. If I wasn't in such good shape and healthy, I wouldn't have made it. Still in the hospital, but alive. Dude, boo to the accident. Glad you're all right. Let's get a round of applause, though. Bringing it back. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're okay, dude. Frank, why is a cold room better for sleep? The physiological reasons? That's a good question. But it is. Cold, dark, block out all the lights. It's also your evening routine. So you want to make sure that you are cutting out the blue light and relaxing before bed. You don't want to be stimulating yourself. That's why I don't want a cold plunge at night, because it wakes me up. I'm always in a good mood, and I'm like, not what I want to do. Because I would sauna and then go in the cold plunge after at night, but then I'd be amped up. Not ideal for going to sleep. Okay. I would assume it just prepares you for better depth and better repair and recovery. Cold room is by far, who wants to sleep when it's hot as balls? It's really hard to fall asleep for a reason. It's also natural in terms of circadian rhythm. Sun goes down, it's dark, it's cold. And then that's why if you have like heating pads or when the sun comes up, it gets warmer, it gets hot, then you kind of, and you wake up and it's a little bit warmer. It's just a natural cycle. It's supposed to get cold at night, cooler at night, warmer in the morning. Elizabeth, oxtails, yay or nay? And if best way to prepare? I think I have some in the freezer, and haven't made them. I've had them before, so I don't eat them in terms of regularly. Would I? Sure, but I don't. Best way to prepare? I think we might have some recipes on X. Otherwise, anyone else has something to add, or you can Google that. I've had oxtail before. I think we actually have some. I put them in broth. I've like dropped some of those in the broth. Let's see. San, do you enjoy trying feats of strength? I prefer strength of feet. Ever play with a pronator dumbbell? I don't know. Are you talking about like arm wrestling type stuff, or like you attach it to like a cable, or like the kettlebell stuff where you hold like the handle and try to like flip it? Like feats of strength, like grips type stuff? Not really. I mean, I don't necessarily do strongman stuff. I do sandbag, kettlebell, mace, club. I can't wait. I can't wait to show you guys. It depends on when they come in, but I ordered some real fucking nice stuff. I'm so excited. I ordered some real. Oh, I can't wait for the maces and clubs and stuff that have come in. It's gonna be sick. It's so awesome. I'm so excited. I love maces and clubs, and I love the different kinds. I have a bunch of different kinds of maces and clubs, and the cool thing is, based on the length of the mace and the club, the width of it, you have to subtly adjust. So what's also cool is I'll have a longer club that's lighter and then a heavier one. I go back and forth because you have to, in a short time period, your body gets used to the same club movement over and over again, the same mace movement over and over again. But then if you mix it up and you change the length and the light, it's just a skill. Your body has to adapt and change really quickly and learn how to counterbalance, and a lot of fun. Bianca, Papa Swole, I know it's not a simple answer, but how can I even being to stop my eating disorder? I am an extreme bulimic and cannot stop for the life of me. Greetings from your only subscriber from Bosnia. Well, thank you so much for being here. Have you gotten therapy? Have you talked to a professional? So first, I'm going to say that just because if you are, that's a serious thing, because you're not getting in the nutrients you need, and you can have a lot of health issues as a result of it. Not to mention your digestive tract and your esophageal tract. Like, you have a lot of issues from that. Depends on what type of bulimia we're talking about here. It sounds like you need professional help, but Like, do you have a good support system? Have you told anyone else this? Are you working with anyone currently? I mean, certain things can be beneficial. Not going to say, oh, if you meditate, it's going to go away. But have you addressed any of these triggers or reasons? Is there anything that comes to mind that triggers these episodes? And again, as always, recommend to speak to a professional. Dan, how has your vision and approach for the Daily Swole podcast changed since your very first episode? I don't think it has. I don't think it has. Answering questions, sharing the knowledge cock, and doing it every day. That's the bottom line. It's kind of evolved naturally. I don't really, if I have an idea and I want to implement it, I do, obviously. So this is the product of adapting and changing and doing things that are fun for me and that I think are enjoyable. So doing it every day and then letting it evolve naturally. So bottom line is getting done every day. And then what that looks like is almost irrelevant. It's almost irrelevant. The most important thing is just getting it done every day. Francesco, what is the latest insight/science on food and health that are not total BS? For example, fruit is bad in some communities. It's not bad. Fruit's not bad, period. Others say it is not the same sugar, fructose. Yeah, fruit's not bad. Humans have been eating fruit for hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions of years. It's literally, it's not bad. You can look up the science, but a lot of the science, as most people have had their eyes woken up to, depends on who's paying for it. Depends on what the ideology is behind the research and who is funding the research. And a lot of fat's been demonized in this fucking country for decades, and it's been complete lies and nonsense. So there's a lot of bullshit. They're still trying to push crickets and fucking soy on people, and people are getting fatter and sicker than ever. It's killing people. So there's a lot of stupidity and a lot of inflated egos when it comes to the scientific community. So just common sense. Papa Soy, do I still eat seafood? I haven't in a while. On my birthday, Mama Swolio made steak and she made some shrimp. So I had a little bit of the shrimp there. That's it. I haven't had sushi in a while. I don't avoid seafood like, oh my God, I'm not eating seafood, but it's not the same quality as beef and grass-fed beef. So I just prefer it. I can purchase seafood if I wanted to, but I don't. Loretta, my cousin is bulimic and anorexic. She is going into rehab every 6 months or so. Therapy is essential and rehab, if at all possible. Sorry you're dealing with this lifelong challenge. Thank you for sharing. That's very tough. Let's see. Emmanuel from the Telegram chat. I've been diagnosed with low testosterone in the past. I've made some lifestyle changes, eating better and lifting heavy on the big three. Squat, bench, deadlift. I'll give you a little tainty in the meantime. And my levels rebounded to the low end of normal. Thoughts on TRT, being a 44-year-old, 100% disabled veteran from the U.S. Air Force with rheumatoid arthritis. I'm doing all I can to remain active and healthy, but I feel like my tanking test levels are contributing to my struggle to remain that way. Glad to be a part of the Swole fam. Well, glad to have you, and thank you for your service. Get you a little American there. Thank you. Yeah! My thoughts on TRT, speak to your doctor and your medical professional, and they'll let you know if you're a candidate. I personally think it's someone's individual choice, and I think living vibrantly and using modern technology and things like that to do so is totally fine. Why decay and rot away when you can actually live more vibrantly and help yourself out? Also, depends on what your food intake is like. A lot of times, arthritis, inflammation, and bouts of rheumatoid arthritis can be exacerbated by poor nutritional habits. So what's your diet like? What's your nutrition like? Have you done the elimination diet and things of that sort? And again, I would recommend speaking to your medical professional so they can help you, because that's going to be based on your blood work and all these other things. Let's see. Cerny, can't wait to see your new stuff. Did you say you're going to show us? Well, I mean, when I get the clubs and stuff, yeah, when it's in, you'll see it in videos and stuff. And will there be workouts in X with the new stuff? It's not going to be something that anyone's going to have access to unless you purchase it. So it'll be standard like club type stuff that you can do. So if you have Indian clubs or you have the maces and stuff, you'll be able to do the movements, but mostly just from doing videos and having fun myself with it. They're going to be fucking cool. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. But usually mace stuff, most of the time, a mace is a mace is a mace, but there's different lengths. So certain ones you'll be able to do certain things with. Like obviously you could do stuff with clubs that you can't do with a mace because of the length, but there's a lot of variety you can do. Remember, fam, hashtag Swoleflation. We're still taking questions, lots of questions today because it's Ask Papa Swolio Live. Saying, can you double wield clubs? I envision club work as training with heavy swords, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't do doubles a lot. I don't do double kettlebells a lot either. I prefer single. But double clubs, yeah, of course you have to drop the weight, but it's fun. It's fun. I really prefer doing like single club and I'm just like building, going heavy. So I'm doing, underhand, overhand circles. Most of the time, there's a lot of different moves with the clubs and legs and stepping back and this. A lot of times I do other types of exercise with that, but I mostly do the circles. I mostly do, a few standard movements and just beat those into the ground. But I do like a lot of mobility on certain days, but I sometimes use different pieces of equipment for certain things. Clubs are the shit though. Clubs are the shit. Bianca, therapy is not an option in Bosnia. Damn. I can't stand the feeling of food in my stomach. I tried many times too to give it up, but every morsel of food has to come out. I can't stand the feeling of food in my stomach. Oh man, I'm the complete opposite. I love the feeling of food in my stomach. What are you eating, Bianca? Just curious. Like, what kind of foods do you eat? And how long has this been going? By the way, if you haven't noticed, I'm not a certified bulimia therapist here. We're just talking, so always recommend therapy and getting professional help. Why is that not an option in Bosnia? It's just like they don't have the structure, or that's just... By the way, couldn't you do something online? Couldn't you do some sort of like Zoom therapy? You could do therapy and stuff online. It might not be exactly the same thing, but I can't wait for a Swole pumpkin spice shirt. Fuck it. It's coming soon. The design is pretty much finalized, and let me tell you, it's better than ever. Let's hope it goes through. Bunny, there are a lot of plastic clubs on Amazon. What do you think? Do you think that's okay to start with? Yeah, that's just because they're 1 or 2 pounds. You're not going to find a steel club. You can get wood clubs like that. They're more expensive, but you can get 1 or 2 pound clubs. That's no problem. So the 1 pounders or 2 pounders are going to be plastic because if you make them out of steel, it's not going to be 1 or 2 pounds. They're going to be at least 3 or 4 pounds. So if you're new to training and you don't want to hurt yourself, you can just get 2 pound clubs. Let's see, Francesca, I'm in remission of ankylosing spondylitis. If I said that right, pure on diet for 4 years. Sometimes still go wrong by adding back in food, but overall, no more inflammation. This is by a lot of animal-based eating. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. I love pumpkin spice. Mama Soy was like, but I like pumpkin spice. Yeah, but fuck your pumpkin spice, though. But fuck your pumpkin spice, though. Yourself. You know what I mean? But fuck your pumpkin spice. But I like pumpkin spice. Yeah, but fuck your pumpkin spice. No, it's gonna be an awesome shirt. It's like really good. It's Shivanish. Can you help me get shred? Matt Damon, lazy question. Damon. Can I help you get shred? If you follow the advice, are you going to get shred? Asking a question like, can you help me get shred, is probably the quickest way of letting me know that you're never going to get shredded. Can you help get abs? Doesn't sound like you're going to be putting in the work to do that, are you? You need to do it yourself. But of course, we have great advice, elimination diet, training, all that good stuff. Gothmog CJ, struggling with motivation to take the first step. I've law school, or I have law school and a full-time job already. Any advice? Yeah, do it anyway. What the fuck is going on here?
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face. Struggling with motivation. Fucking do it, bro. Do it. You're not going to feel like it. Fuck your motivation. That's worthless. It's always been worthless. You're never going to feel like it. You have law school and a full-time job already. Any advice? Yes. Train and do it first. When's your full-time job? You have law school. I'm assuming you have classes earlier in the day. Fine. Gyms are open at 4 or 5 or 6. Do it first. You'll do better too. You'll do better in your school and you'll do better at your job and you'll have more energy. So struggling with motivation, take the first step. Now you're just full of fucking excuses. That's bullshit. I'm just saying the way it is. I know you can do it. You could do better. You're just procrastinating. You're saying that you're struggling with motivation. Take the first step so you don't have to take the first step. So take the first step, stop being a bitch. Go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym.
Chlorophyll? More like
Go
chlorophyll.
to the fucking gym. Bianca, I purge everything I eat. My BMI is 14. And if I went to a psychologist, they would just say, well, maybe stop throwing up. LOL. It's not bad advice. Just kidding. Mental health is not a thing here. Apparently. Jeez. Fucking savage in Bosnia. Let me ask you, do you have pronouns in Do you guys have pronoun concerns? Do you have any like purple hair psychologists? I miss the Bosnia days. That's pretty shitty. So you have the contrast of the United States. Everyone's got your arm around your shoulder and like, oh, it's okay. You're beautiful just the way you are. Keep on eating, body positivity. And over there, it's like, stop throwing up. Savage. Well, I honestly don't really know what to say. I mean, objectively, yeah, stop throwing up. That would make sense. But obviously, it's not that simple. Otherwise, you would do it. I'm just curious, like how, I'm not going to have any answers for you. You're not going to find any magical solutions here. That's for sure. But I'm just curious, like, how old are you, Bianca? How long has this been an issue? Let's see. Danny, any plans to put calves content in unlimited? Yeah. In the program vault. Or Swollen 7. Yep. There's so much stuff on the list. There's a lot of stuff in there for leg workouts. Danny, I would also check out the Papa Swolio's featured pump. Check those out in the workout archive also. And yes, absolutely. Cerny, is it okay to choke up on the clubs? I have a 5-pound. It's a little heavy. Going to order. Yeah, you can. Just make sure you don't hit yourself with the handle or something like that. Because when you go under, you can. It's fine to choke up. You could do that on a mace too. Just make sure you don't hit yourself. Is pumpkin spice a new pronoun? It probably will be. I identify as the headless horseman. Lactic acidosis buildup. Lactic acidosis. That's what that's what the guy died from in Few Good Men. Lactic acidosis. What do you mean? How do you address lactate? What do you mean? How do I address it? I train hard and what do you mean? I don't believe that occurs during a workout. I don't think you have lactic acidosis. When you're doing anabolic training, the acidity of your blood will increase. which does affect your body's ability to contract muscle fibers over time. But then you recover, you rest periods, and then you can train. What's your real question? A lot of this is just nitpicking. You've heard some keywords and you're overthinking shit. Like a lot of the stuff, a lot of the questions we answer here just don't matter. And I'm not saying that to be rude. They just don't matter in terms of you getting better results or not. What matters is what you do, not whether or not you understand what you're doing in some cases. So some people really try to get really granular with all the details and the science and tweak. It's like, you're not even eating the right fucking food or getting quality sleep every night. What the hell are you worrying about? So in other words, don't get too high level with your approach. You don't need to be a scientist. It's very easy to get wrapped up in shit like that on TikTok or Instagram and think you have to be, you have to know all the ins and outs of everything. Like, you just need to push yourself. You need to train hard, and you need to, of course, have good form and eat properly. But those 7 pillars, you don't need to be overly micromanaging these things. Let's see. Yeah, lactic acid. I figured. I was like, lactic acidosis. Yeah, that was a Private Santiago.
If you can't be at least mildly interesting, then shut the hell up.
Oh, my God.
I'm a fair guy, but this heat is making me absolutely crazy.
I love it when you have the perfect soundboard. I love it. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about the lactic acid. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Amril Azzy. AMRLASY. Does bro split work? Sure. A lot of splits work. Anyone that says, like, oh, bro splits doesn't work, of course it works. Of course a bro split works. Like chest on one day, back, of course it works. If you do enough overload. If you recover properly, if you're consistent enough, if you get quality sleep, if you do it properly, of course it works. But work for what is the real question. Is it ideal? That's different. Does it work? Sure. Sure it does. Yeah, and Pedro, past an hour. I mean, I train oftentimes more than an hour. I don't buy that kind of shit. You can train longer. It depends on nutrition and what you're doing and things like that. Yeah, that, train half an hour. Fuck out of here. When someone says, oh, you train for 2 hours is too long, it really depends on what you're doing for those 2 hours. You can have longer rest periods, depends on what kind of training you're doing. So the time is really irrelevant, in my opinion. Can you get a great workout in an hour? Sure. But, warming up, cooling down, longer rest periods, depends on what you're doing. The time is depends on it's not really the time, it's what you're doing at that time, right? Papa Swole, have you ever thought about making your own songs? What does that even mean? I do regularly. What do you mean my own songs? I have lots of songs. We have, God, how many songs do we have? We got tons of them. Woo! And by the way, electrolytes are huge. So many people are just low in magnesium, potassium. Everyone's avoiding salt and shit like that. It's nonsense. I go crazy with the electrolytes, and I've been performing better and longer and feeling better than ever. What do you mean my own songs, though? It also depends, too. For me. Sometimes I'm training. Sometimes I'm out there. But I also do different things, and I have to set up some of the exercise, and I bring stuff out. I'm enjoying the day, and I take breaks. And sometimes I'm training for 3 hours or more. Sometimes less. It depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I do a nice... I don't just go out there and do like a quick 15-minute warm-up. I'm not rushing for anything. I'm enjoying the sun. I'm enjoying the morning. And I'm doing a little mace, listening to some music, taking a break with the dog a little bit, so it depends. It depends on how you measure the time. My actual workout, yeah, I'm not working out hard I'm not training my ass off for 4 hours, like straight, or 3 hours, something like that. But it's also different if you have, certain things, if you have to set up certain exercise, depends on what you're doing. Bianca, no morbidly obese, purple-haired ZZs because that is considered embarrassing and crazy. Oh, it's considered embarrassing and crazy here too. Just a lot of people are too pussified to actually speak up. I'm 27 and doing this since 13. The advice to just eat vegetables / meat. Unfortunately not. I'll purge anything. Writing them and rapping or something over the beat. Yeah, Papa Swolio sings. We've had a lot of ideas. I have a lot of cover songs and shit. Yeah, I have a lot of ideas. It's just it'll happen eventually. I have a lot of ideas. Only so much time and can only focus on so many things. Not rushing. No rush. I'm in no rush. Weston, do you use hymn rings? Hymn, HYMN, rings. What's that? So no, I don't use them because I don't even know what that is. Unless that's a typo. Whoa. Super big question. If so, do you think that's sufficient for upper body given the right overload? What is that? Oh, gym rings. Okay, so it was a typo. I was like, hymn rings? Holy shit, what are they selling now? Gym rings. Do I use like rings? Yeah, I have some hanging from the mango tree. Yeah, I did them. I did them yesterday. Sure. Ring pull-ups are amazing for back development. It's great because when they rotate in, you have like an underhand, kind of like not a complete, like I detest underhand grip on a bar. It's so uncomfortable in the elbows and the hands. It's just ridiculous. But the ring position for pull-ups, plus when you have rings, you're kind of leaning back. It really is amazing for your lats. So if you really want to hit your lats, you don't want to pinch your arms all the way back. A lot of people, when they do pull downs, they're pinching all the way back. Once you get past about the mid, like the scapular plane, I should say, you're really getting a lot more rhomboid and teres major rather than lat. So if you really want to get access to the lats more, you stop when your elbow kind of gets about like neutral with your body plane, and you'll get a lot more lat activation. So ring pull-ups are fantastic. Ring dips are great too. I have them in the tree. I'm actually going to get probably a couple more, because I had ropes in the tree, but then I haven't been doing the ropes because it was like a couple months ago. We were talking outside and I went to grab a rope and the fucking thing just fell off, just ripped off the tree, like rotted out. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm not climbing or swinging from these ropes anymore because I don't need to break my neck and kill myself with these ropes. So I have like a 25-foot rogue rope and I'm like, I might swing on it a little bit. I'm not getting to the top and then having that thing fucking break. So ditching the ropes, and I'll probably just get rings everywhere because those will be fine. Just steal rings, let them outside, let them rust a little bit. It'd be awesome. So I'll be like Sonic the Hedgehog out there. But I have a pair of rings, but I'm not going to readjust them to bring them down and bring them up. I'm probably going to get, one set of rings to hang lower, one really low so I could do like really cool fly push-ups and shit like that. Rings are great. It's like a TRX, only better in my opinion. Different applications. But I like the rings. Okay, let's see. Speaking of rings and stuff, GEW Georgios Stavros. Whatever. Should I continue going to the gym or do you recommend switching to calisthenics? I don't say go to the calisthenics. I say go to the fucking gym. So I'm just kind of trolling you here, but this question is weak. I don't recommend. I don't know who the fuck you are or what you're trying to do. Do I recommend switching to calisthenics? No, I recommend you lift weights. Why don't you do both? But don't stop lifting weights. Everyone should be lifting weights. Elsha Ludianas. Should I cardio to lose weight or should I lift to lose weight and gain muscles? You should be lifting weights. Lift weights. It'll increase your resting metabolic rate. You'll metabolize more fat over time. Lift weights. Do elimination diet. Cut out these inflammatory foods. Eat fucking meat. Eat fucking fruit. Lift some weights. Live long and prosper. Eat some liver. Get some organ meats in there. George Pranger, euphonium, whatever. Best kettlebell core workout? You mean exercise? Because there's a lot of there's infinite number of combinations of workouts and things you can do. A couple great exercises, just a standard kettlebell swing, underrated. Windmills are great. Turkish get-ups, fantastic. Halos are a great warm-up for shoulders. There's a lot of great core workouts everything with kettlebell is core. Understand that anything that you get over your head, like even Statue of Liberty walks or waiter walks or whatever you want to do, all those things, anytime you get weight over your head is activating your core. So the core is not your abs. That's just one muscle. The core is from your neck all the way down to your pelvis. So your abdominal region is not your core. That's just one part of your core. Your core is essentially everything aside from your arms and legs and head. All right. JNR Gilly, Papa Swole, would you recommend fasted weights workout? I would definitely recommend not eating or not training on a full stomach, but whether or not you want to eat at some point before you train, that's up to you and your schedule. So I train first thing or earlier in the morning, so I'm not going to eat anything. If anything, I'll have some raw honey, maybe some dates or something like that, or nothing. So I wake up and I have a couple grams of electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, potassium. I do the plunge, I water the plants and stuff, take out the dog, and then I'll prepare for my workout. So I don't like to eat before I train, but if you do, you want to give yourself some time. Depends on what you're eating and what time of day you're training. If you're training early in the morning, yeah, fuck yeah, don't eat first. Clueless with a Y, Cluelice. I like it. What's your favorite thing to eat? Also, how's your birthday? It was great. I like me some steak. I like my steak. Sam Dutch Hall, favorite body part to train? I don't have any. And I on purpose ignore these questions and I ignore the thought of having a favorite anything. Train everything properly, train everything as necessary. Again, it's not motivation to train body parts. It's doing the work that's required. So avoid favorites because you'll avoid those kinds of imbalances and overdevelopment issues. Train everything as if it's your favorite. So in other words, all of it. Yes. Everything's your favorite. Every exercise is your favorite. Hashtag Swoleflation. We'll give this card away. Oh, right now. One more question. One more. No. What are the benefits of training fasted? Does it increase the likelihood of fat burning? No. It's not. That's none of that shit. You're going to sympathetic mode. You shouldn't be digesting while you're trying to perform intense exercise. It's just your body's conflicting. You're going to have food in your stomach. It's going to feel bloated. You're going to feel heavy and sluggish. So it's kind of like when you're training a dog. So Rufus, he needs to be trained regularly. So I'm always repeating similar, I'm always training him every day. It's better off when he's hungry because I give him treats and I reward him. Same thing with humans. If you are hungry, you're going to be more focused. You're going to have, and most of you know this, when you're hungry, you have more energy. You're in a heightened state. You have more energy. You can also focus in a big way. Like you're more centered because that's just evolution. Your body in that state is more focused to hunt. It's more acutely aware of surroundings. You can perform better. It's just better to be training while you're not sluggish and stuffed full. But it depends on the situation. If you're a pro bodybuilder, you need to eat 6 or 7 times a day to maintain your mass, then you're going to be eating probably. Or unless you're training super early. But if you're getting up at 5 o'clock to train, what do you get up at 4 and eat something? Get the fuck out of here. Get up at 5, train, and then eat right after. It's just better. But again, these are the kinds of things that you have to try on your own because you might find that you like to have a banana before you work out. You just train so much better when you have a banana. I don't know. Maybe that's your thing. It's not my thing, but maybe it's yours. Maybe it's yours. Just remember, a lot of times when you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. So if you are hungry before a workout in the morning, you're probably just dehydrated. You need to get some electrolytes in your system, chug a lot of water. And if you're training at 6 a.m. and you're drinking water at 5:55, you're going to be dehydrated. So you need to be drinking water immediately upon waking. And water takes a couple hours to get into your system. So you want to make sure you're hydrated throughout the previous day and hydrating first thing in the morning. Yeah, just train in the morning, eat after. Done. Simple. Fam, we did it. Good questions. Lots of questions. And I wish I had better answers for the bulimia concerns, but I mean, if you can get therapy and there's nothing magic that I can say, and everyone's was giving advice and helping. So I appreciate everyone jumping in on that too. Fam, we have an accountability meeting tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. So tomorrow's episode will be private for members only. We go over amazing Swole fan posts. We also go over some brand new releases and some updates. And of course, we take live Q&A in the chat. So for members, so another reason to join the fam today. Last day for the birthday special. SwoleNormousX.com/birthday. Save on unlimited memberships. Again, SwoleNormousX.com/birthday. Ends tonight at midnight. Don't miss out on that. Now, fam, on to today's Swole card. It is Swoleflation. There's a little Tainty Man. Let's get a little Taint in there. Tainty Man. He's my tainted boy. Tainty Man. All right, he's sleeping. Just yell Tainty Man really loud, and then he knows. He knows. He knows. Get a little America first. All right. Who's going to win some Swoleflation today? All right. We got a winner. It is Francesca. Congratulations. She's lost the inflammation, and now she's swoleflating. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2290 Schwam in the subject. Your mailing address. And the body of the email will get this Swole card over to you ASAP. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping that hashtag. We'll take some soundboard requests in the comments down below.
I am the danger.
Ever served in a forward area?
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
Sand! Sand! Sand!
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Loud noises!
I'm totally comfortable in my body. I just don't want to be in pain.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
Emotional damage! Hadouken!
Who told you to eat my cookies? It was a good Q&A, fam. It was a good Q&A. We got over a lot of questions. Good stuff. Remember, experiment, try things. Don't be afraid to pivot. And remember, don't get too stuck in your ways. If you need to wake the fuck up and look at yourself in the mirror and realize, I need to do better, I need to actually tweak some things, objectively do it. Pay attention. Adjust. Do better. You deserve it. You deserve it. Don't keep on doing the same old shit and expecting things to change. Get those 7 pillars in, fam. You nailed it.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
This is Marjorie Stewart Baxter.
Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night.
Fucking nailed it again. Hello.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
No hands. There we go. See? no hands, the knowledge cock strikes again.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Fam, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Again, swolenormousx.com/birthday for the birthday special ends tonight. And if you want to join the fam, do so, because tomorrow at 12 noon for members only live call. So this episode will be private. You won't be seeing me here tomorrow. You'll be hearing me on the live call tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. But of course, we'll be back here on the live stream on Tuesday. And it's going to be fucking epic. It's going to be epic. It's going to be juicy. We'll see you tomorrow. And guess what? We got a lot of stuff coming up. We'll talk about it tomorrow and all this week. I'm really stoked for P3S4. I'm really stoked for the Back to Swole special. Awesome times. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Great questions. Thank you for being here. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children.